Hello guys, I live again. We're just chilling in the toxic zone, according to my OBS, and I'm just gonna repair things in the background. But don't worry. Hello everyone who's watching this past, present, or future. Welcome to the real part 4 of our Pokemon Fire Red Poison type only run. Once again, because I live in an eternal hack my computer, the first 13 minutes of this was crashed. So this is what's going to be preserved. I cocked my gun directly at the tower. Alright, okay. That should be good. I should be visible. There. Alright, and we just have to open our legal Game Boy that I totally have gotten legally, and it's a very special copy. See, I put it in the cartridge. It has my little text to show it's genuine and real, and we get to play the game. We get to play the game. All right. See, I see one more viewer anyway, so that just means we have we just have more views, clearly, because we have Scuff. Scuff's very attractive to people, I've heard. Alright, but so yeah, tonight's goal, I think, is go to Vermilion City and maybe Celadon. I'm not sure, but I also want some of our boys to evolve. Particularly, I want Hellbore and Boomslang to evolve, because they evolve at level 22. So, yeah, we're real close. We're real close to getting Longbat and Cool Snake. Do 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 do. Oh, alright, sound alerts. Go off, I guess. It's okay, sound alerts. Just know everything you say, it doesn't affect me. You can't harm me, sound alerts. Oh no, he has paralysized me. Oh boys, we got Gotham chat. Goth Pokemon detected. We got a Goth girl. Little military recon unit. They're scouring the cyber webs. Just like, we got a Goth. Most likely inspired by the mid-2000s, over. This Goth is clearly from a mall in the year 2002, over. We do see readings of someone who has been in a Hot Topic store. They've just bought an anime t-shirt along with a little keychain of Gurr from Invader Zim. Yes, sir, he is in the dog outfit. Because remember when Gurr, like, does anyone else remember, like, that weird point of, like, 2008, 2009, where, like, Gurr in the dog outfit was, like, fucking everywhere? Like, me and the homies love Gurr. Gurr, fantastic little robo boy. But, like, I just remember back then, he was everywhere. But then again, he also was a part of the whole, like, I like waffles sort of humor of, the mid to late 2000s. Like, that whole random, sort of vibe. Oh, dude, you just became a trainer! Oh my god, oh, you think you can win? Oh, that's so cute! I just had the weirdest breeze. I don't know if that's just fireworks going knucking futz outside, because it's July 1st at the time of this recording, and people are already going crazy with them. And I just adore that. Like, I don't know if people are like, hey, July 4th is on a Monday, and I hate Mondays. Jesus. That was a big one. See, the thing is, I know the Phantom Train doesn't get picked up here all the time, so I don't know if fireworks are. It's just gonna be me reacting to all of them. It's like when you're overhearing someone on a phone call, and you're seeing one side of the conversation. I feel like this is gonna be a big portion of tonight. But, yeah, like, I don't know if it's the Canadians are fucking going off, if it's really people going like, man, I don't want to do it on a Monday, because I have work on a Monday, or people, no, in my neighborhood, people will not be, doing any kind of, like, boycotts to fucking July 4th, because unfortunately my Wizard Tower is in a very conservative area, frowny face. Come on, Hellbore. Bite! Win! No! Come on, Hellbore. Hellbore! Bite and win! There we go, Hellbore. Congrats! Yeah! Oh boy. It's okay, 2 more levels. No, they haven't grown enough and they never will. They'll never grow. And you wanna know why? Because height's a choice. Alright, we'll just heal up. Heal up our final bat. Feed him an entire potion. Have him snack on that. Oh, you raised your Pokemon carefully? Oh, okay, that's cute. No, that's real cute. What even is your name? Youngster Dave? Aw, more like... Dead! Haha! Ba-dum, ba-dum. Bow, bow, na, na, na. Do, do, do. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'll bite you to avoid poison. Oh wait, I don't even get poisoned. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Hump. I always like the idea that Bind flinches, because I just like the idea of you just bite a Pokemon, like, what the fuck, dude? Just like bewildered by the fact that you would just chomp them. Hear me out. He can scream! Ladies and gentlemen, we have it here in the papers. Bats can scream. It's true. Fuck. Bats can scream, comma, no benefits. No benefits. God, are you gonna hit yourself once? You're not. Oh my god, so that was just a waste of a turn. Neat. We all love that here in this yellow submarine. Yeah, you can't really kick bats. You can't even punch bats because they're toxic and also they fly. And as we all know, you can't punch a disease. Trust me, I think we learned it in this recent plague. Boom. Oh, dude. Oh, this guy's actually just very chill and just wants to have a good battle. Good for him. Good for that kid. You. You an X-Defend? Gross, disgusting, useless. This old man, though, just like grabs me by the throat and goes, competition! I can't get enough. This man would go nugget. Okay. Fucking Gamer Jasper. Holy shit. Now this. Fellas, you may not like it. This is the peak gamer appearance. What does a real gamer have? This gamer has Bellsprout? You fucking kidding me, dude? You fucking kidding me, my guy? You think you're a gamer? Dude, I get that you have a good base attack, but like, your move pool is shit. I've never seen a Bellsprout actually be good. That's why I'm not playing Leaf Green. And you're trying so hard to make it worth it. So what? You can rat me? So you can whip me? Buster, gamers wish you could do that in real life. Oh, I see. You're trying to make yourself all big, all strong, and you don't even want me to see it? Wow. Wow. Real gamer move there. Real gamer move there, Jasper. Man, I wish this guy didn't have a cool name like Jasper, so I could bully him more. I will say, Jasper's a name that always gets like a very vivid image in my brain. Whenever I hear the name Jasper, I always like associate it with like a young fella in the 1920s. Who's just trying his gosh darn best, like a type of boy who's got like a white shirt, suspenders, and like that beige pants. Maybe he's got a newsie. Maybe he's got a no. He doesn't have the newsie hat. He has like that that like straw hat. Like straw hat you'd see in vaudeville performances. That's the vibe I get from a Jasper. Like that's the mental image of a Jasper in my brain. And whenever I see a character named Jasper, it's like, man, this sure isn't my good old wholesome boy. Like the song I associate my mental image of a Jasper is Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy by Queen. So yeah, yeah. Just fun pan name association, facts. Here, I'm just gonna move myself a little bit. Hey, Animu! How you doing? I am become to say hello. Why, yes. Hi. Hello. Hi, I was just talking about how I associate the name Jasper with a good old-fashioned boy in the 1920s, who just wants a good old time. How you doing? How you doing, Animu? How you doing, good old buddy, pal, friend, buster, lad, fella, companion, ally, comrade? You're good? Well, that's good. Also, we're fighting a gamer, by the way. And he's a gambler. So I guess I didn't want to just say gambler. So they just made this old man a gamer. Jasper goes to the speakeasies, but not because, like, he wants to drink. He just wants to be with the cool fellas. He wants to be, like, accepted. He hears that there's, like, some pretty cool ladies and maybe even some guys out in the speakeasies, and maybe if he gets into one, maybe he can be cool. If he dances with the flappers, he might get a case of the vapors. Hop. Hop. Aw, back to sleepy time. Man, this gamer just wants everyone to go to fuck to sleep. This old gamer man just wants us to go to sleep so he could just, like, rig the game. But that doesn't stop us, because Boomslang keeps playing while asleep by slowly choking out the competition. Look at Gamer Jasper. He had a chance! Yo, gamers fucking pay. I've usually been getting single-digit money from, like, not children. So, like, man, hey man, gamblers do pay. They give you 13 bucks. That's like our minimum wage in a good place. In a good but not quite good enough place. Alright, let's go. Alright, back to fighting. Fighting in action, down with the people. Bow wow. Man, dogs go bow wow, I sleep. Spiro's going bow wow, real shit. Gamer. Watch out for a lot. What? What? Where would there be wires? I don't... What? Is... I know we're near the electric gym, but like... There's no electrical lines. Is this just like life advice you're giving me, sir? I don't quite understand, my good sir. Bernie, I understand you're an engineer, but I don't think that's how you tell people. Maybe it's out because of Diglets. Oh, you know what? That'd actually be pretty wild if you went out and like... God, I feel like... Well, like, little touches like that, I feel like could really just, like, level up, like, elevate Kanto. Because Kanto's got, like, sort of neat set pieces, but I don't feel like they really, like, go off on it. Like, for example, like, Mount Moon, earlier in this playthrough, there was like, man, maybe the reason why there's craters in here, maybe that means there's, like, holes all over, like... Mount Moon, and one of the chatters was like, oh, maybe that's why you don't need flash in Mount Moon. It's like, that would be so cool to see. Or like, maybe here, maybe there is like an old like electric line or something, like, you know, electric lines and everything, because we live in the modern day, and like Diglets, because they live around the area, have like interfered with it. That would be really cool. I do think there's a ROM hack that I've seen a little bit of progress on Twitter called Brown Knuckle Red, like, Pokemon Red 2. I think that tries to do, like, a Pokemon Black and White 2 or Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. No, I think it's, like, Pokemon Black and White 2, kind of take for Gen 1, and I think that's kind of an interesting project. I probably should look back into that. Because, like, it did seem pretty cool. I know they were in early phases, like, they were just starting, like, mapping and everything. But could be something to look for. Also, I like how this Magneton sprite looks like they're going all in, like, a low squat. Like, alright, fellas! Hold up! Alright. Alright, Queen, you've surpassed 69. Oh, we get body slam? We get body slam now? Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, let's get rid of fucking... We can get rid of Scratch. We can keep Tail Whip. Tail Whip can be surprisingly clutch. Random question. While we're on the topic of ROM hacks, have you seen Pokemon Crystal Clear? That sounds like one I've heard before, but I'm not all too familiar with, like, Gen 2 ROMs. I'm mostly familiar with, like, I'm kind of familiar with, Emerald Kaizo and, like, Renegade. I think the most ROM hacks I've seen are for, like, Gen 4, mostly. Oh, fuck, is this another gamer? Win, lose, or draw. We got another gamer, fellas. Who's this gamer? Gamer Hugo! Now that's a fella. The map has been redesigned so you don't need HMs. You can take the gyms on any order. That's neat. Plus you can just... Yo! That's the cool shit. That's the cool shit right there. Of just picking a city where you want to start with. That's so good. That's so good and cool. Like, I know for me, I grew up in a very snowy place, so if I had something like that for, like, Platinum, I would love to start in Snow Point, because that would also mean I'd get Snow Run early, which is just great, fantastic. Me and the homies love that shit. But, like, oh, no, I'd love that. I'd love that idea. Because it really could feel like you were just going down to, like, explore the region. Also because, like, hot take, I don't think the route that most players go through is, like... Because, like, obviously I think I stick with the idea that, like, hey, a lot of people... like, a lot of the gyms are probably more of a network of, like, hey, you have this many badges? Oh, okay, well then, we're gonna start on this level, essentially. Like, they're more of an organization rather than, like, we are, these are the strongest in order. It seems to me it's a lot more of, like, hey, look, you're this strong, so this is, like, what our limit is gonna be around you. And I really think for, like, Kanto in particular, I don't think most people are going the route that we, the player, are going in. Ooh, wing attack. That's good. That's good. You know what? It's okay, guys. I think we can live without Leech Life. But, like, honestly, I think most people in Kanto would probably start their journey, like, around... They'd probably start around, like, Saffron or Celadon City. Because those two seem to be, like, one of the most populated cities in Kanto. And the thing is about, like, Saffron City in particular as well, is that, like, hey, if, you know, you may not be ready to go for, like, the gym with Serena, who's probably horrifying to people because she's a psychic. And very, very publicly known to be one as well. I feel like the fighting dojo next to it is actually, like, a good a good inviting place to be like, hey, do you need to, like, learn how to Pokemon? Here, we're gonna go in and we're gonna do fights, man. Like I sort of see the dojo more of, like, a of like if the Pokemon League is sort of like sort of government funded, I guess in most places other than Galar, like government areas. This is just like a hey, this is a public place. If you want to learn how to Pokemon, this is where you go. It's gonna be pretty simple. It's gonna be pretty smooth, and we're just gonna go off with that. Starting Fuchsia or Cinnabar, dude. I mean, honestly, Cinnabar could be pretty cool because like I'm just thinking idea-wise. You sort of start in an interesting position compared to like you sort of go very similar to Palatown, but you're a lot more isolated, so it makes that sense of adventure like really cool. And like, yeah, like that probably sounds really cool. You got a lot of scientists around your area, and you know that like, hey, some people who like study in Blaine's gym may be cool enough to go to Palatown so they can get like, I don't know, like intern at Professor Oak's or something. And like Fuchsia City is like you just have a national park there, but the Safari Zone, and you have like a zoo around it too to show off like what kind of rare Pokemon are there, and you really just get to like, hey, you would probably have a good understanding of like how Pokemon like are in the wild to work around and how you train. I feel like it's a very interesting city to like work around with that idea. Careful! I'm laying down some cables! Fucking where, my guy? Why are you attacking me? Baxted. Meow. But no. But yeah, like I think most people in the Pokemon world, and like Kanto specifically, probably start in like, because I imagine like with Saffron City, you know, you have like, you know, it's a bigger population, so it's a lot more people, a lot more aware, or like there's a lot more people in general that come from there. And also I feel that like Sabrina in particular, I think is probably an interesting gym leader in the sense of like each gym goes off more like a scaling system more than like a direct. Blank is stronger than blank, like rather than a hierarchy, because like I feel like it's probably common for a lot of people to like try and con their way, like they make a badge of rather, you know, in various degrees of success, of like some that are like very good replicas and some that are like real shitty. But like I feel that there are some like Sabrina, like some people try to cheat. You've never won before. Oh, this poor gamer. It's not gonna get better. Gamer Darren has never won. He's gonna growl it. Anyway, but like, yeah, I feel that, what was I? Yeah, I feel that, like, Sabrina has a really good read on, like, who's able to, like, who's sort of, like, sandbagging, who's trying to be, like, a, who's trying to, like, hustle them. So, like, I feel like she has a really, like, wild reputation of either being, like, really strong because she's just actually a good trainer, or just demolishing supposed rookies. Just, like, going absolutely knocking butts. Cause like I bet there's totally like like in a lot of the towns or whatever, like a lot more populated ones, I feel like they have a lot more of like, hey dude, here's like how you get past the system, like here's how you sort of hack the here's sort of like the map that I use to try and fight Cynthia. In like a lot of big towns. I feel like maybe probably the same for Fuchsia City, honestly, because of the mirrors. Or like the invisible walls everywhere. Alright, cool. You see I'm digging? I'm digging that grave. No, Future State is probably also a city where they probably go like, hey dude, I bet this is going on there or that. Like, you gotta do this simple trick, you got this. But like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of the gym leaders are like, have their own ways of finding out like, oh, you're cheating, or you're trying to cheat, and I'm gonna go ducking fuds on you in particular. Like, Koga's a fucking ninja. He's got connections, man. He's got connections and, eyes and ears everywhere. Oh, dude, another gamer? Ooh, that's cool. I like how there's a guy on top who's never won. The guy on the bottom who's never lost. Alright, who's this ace gamer? Gamer Derek. Is Derek just gonna blow up? Coco with some sick Yakuza gonna jump on you. No. God, what? Koga's never had any affiliation with the Team Rocket Yakuza. No, that's not true. No. What? That's crazy. Don't read the manga. Man, fucked up how in the Pokemon manga, like, Koga, Sabrina, and Blaine, I believe, are all in Team Rocket in some shape or form. Like, I'm pretty sure... Oh, fuck. Like, if I remember correctly... Yeah, because I know, like, Blaine in the manga is, like, directly responsible for, like, making Mewtwo. Like, he is the one that Giovanni was like, I'm gonna pay you fucking money, and you're gonna make me this, the strongest Pokemon ever. And he's like, okay, sure, that's fucking money. And then realizes, ah, shit, I fucked up. So yeah, there's that. Sabrina, I think, was just involved. I don't remember if she was trying to be double agent or not. I just know she was involved. And Koga's a poison type trainer, so of course he's involved. Oh? Just putting in some lucky numbers there, Animu? Is that what you were testing? Were you testing the fortune cookie numbers you got? His first loss. I had him a picture of that one gamer comic, because he's a gamer, and he'd get it. Ah, it would be really cool if you could see the Snorlax. What? When I type Ampathy, it does that. Huh. What, like anthropology? You studying old shit, Animu? You studying old shit and you get old numbers? That's fucking wild. Apostrophe. Oh, okay. It's okay. If it helps, I can't read or spell either. Dude, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Actually, Animu, because of that, I'm gonna kill this rat. Yeah, no, it's all your fault. This rat, he'll die. It's on your hands. Rat blood upon my hands. Rat blood, on my hands makes me think that could be a song that could have been in the Batman 2022. Actually, I think Rat Blood on My Hands would be better as an album name as opposed to a song name. Yeah, because I can see it pairing up with a really cool album cover of like a very interestingly drawn rat on someone's hand with like just a pool of blood. I don't even know Cannibal Corpse, but like, go for it. But like, cool, man. Big Rat. It's him. It's the big rat that makes all of the rules. But also, if I remove the rat from rat blood on your hands, then like, what's the fucking point? Then it's not a real album. Obviously. Yeah, Rat Blood on My Hands is a new album coming out of my band I've been working on. It's called Millennial Infection. Yeah, we've been working pretty hard on it, but like, we're not trying too hard, you know? No, I think it's gonna be like the next like modern hit, you know, it really is like a song of like the now. It's an album actually. Yeah, we were actually working on an album. That's what I meant to say. It's an album. We're working on an album. Okay. That of course is like OG death metal. Ah, okay. Imagine you're listening to your OG death metal and you're playing D&D 2nd edition. Absolutely whacking out them parents. No! Fuck! Hop. Okay, he was an idiot. Dude, I look back, because again, I've played Baldur's Gate 1 at least, and just like the Christian panic of like, oh no, it's all about sadism and everything. It's like, buddy, if anything, it's just about Gary Gygax fucking either playing God or just like absolutely being masochistic, because like fucking advanced D&D is so fucking weird. Like honestly, I may just one day like stream some like Baldur's Gate 1 to just go for like, okay, here's how weird like AD&D is, because like some things that AD&D does is, fun fact, in first edition D&D, there were no races. If you wanted to be an elf or dwarf, that's your class. That is, all your mechanics are around being an elf or a dwarf. But here, actually, why don't I check the map as I'm thinking? But in I don't have a fucking map. You see, oh yeah, no, you did send me a Pathfinder book, and I have found it pretty interesting. I mostly looked at like how races and classes worked. First off, alright, so I don't know what the fuck's going on in the Pathfinder like 2nd edition world, but like it seems so interesting. Like, it's definitely a thing where it's like, hold up, I see your 3 action economy system, instead of just doing like, oh, you have your movement, bonus action, action. Instead of Pathfinder 2nd edition does is it basically goes like, you have 3 actions. You could do whatever the fuck you want with X amount of actions you have. So if that means run it, if you want to fucking move really fast with all 3 of your actions, if you want to just go knucking butts and attack consistently, if you want to do like a spell and attack, you can. So like, makes it seem a lot more flexible for what you want and what you need. Like, that seems great and everything, but like, from what I remember of like like they described like little pieces of lore for each race, and some of it's interesting. Like elves are no longer on the peak; they're sort of in a downswing because they were ran out of their homes because of demons and everything, and like that's cool. Dwarves in that setting get like custom knives assigned at birth, which is fucking rad. I believe halflings are all radical and are pretty chill till you mention slavery, and then they'll do like Viva la Revolution. So like imagine you're just in the fucking Shire, right? And you like claim you own someone, and the whole Shire goes, "Get him!" A town map. Alright, so I'm up here. I can't go through here. Okay, so I don't know if I can get up to Saffron, because I don't have tea. But I can get all the way to over here. Diglett Cave. Yeah, get over there, Diglett's Cave. Oh, I see. Yeah, I have to go a real roundabout. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Because I don't get fly. Got it. Some people are born with a silver spoon. Dwarves are born with a ritual knife. Yeah, essentially! It's fucking wild. Let's see. Yeah, like, those were really cool things. It was pretty neat seeing Goblin be, like, a main race. Like, yeah, they encourage you to be Gob. They want you to go full Goblin. But yeah, I also remember, one of the other cool things that I was, like, getting from it when skimming is that they kind of do the ideal way, like, one thing I don't like about first edition Pathfinder is I like and don't like how specific it is. And I think probably one of its most painful examples is with feats, because in 5e, how feats work is they're very powerful abilities, but you get them like every 4 levels or so. So like they're powerful, but they can be powerful at any point in the game, ideally. And you don't really need a lot of trees, so it's very accessible, and you can do whatever the fuck you want. Oh, fuck you. But then Pathfinder 2 goes, alright, we don't, like, there are trees to go off of, but, oh fuck, but a lot of it seems a bit more approachable, where races and classes can basically, like, alright, you have X features that you can get, and you can pick any one of them that are specifically within your class. And you know what? I kinda like that. Ooh, fuck yeah, Razor Leaf? Fuck yes, let's, yeah, that's a very big upgrade to Vine Whip. Hey there, Hell Knight! Let's see, what's another thing I've noticed from Pathfinder 2? I know Pathfinder 2 is a really... I know Barbarians seemed fun for Pathfinder 2, like, if I was in a game, I would probably play, like, there's one build that's like a Dragon Barbarian, which is really cool, where it basically encourages you to use, like, a lot of elemental stuff for it, and it's like, that seems really rad. Like, Pathfinder 2, from when I was looking at it, it was definitely a system where it's like, this looks cool, and, like, it seems like it has a really cool world, but also it's like, I don't know when I would actually... what I would actually do with it, because, like, at most, I would probably take it and adapt it to a D&D setting, because I love the lore that they just drop. Because it's pretty spicy. Let's see, what's something else that I can recall? I know they started out with Artificer, which is pretty cool. But I guess that's just to be like... But I guess it's sort of I think it's called the Alchemist there instead of the Artificer, but like, makes sense because it's trying to be like, alright, well, we're sort of modernizing with 5e, because like, Artificer's always been a popular thing because it adds like a unique flavor to D&D of like, yeah, you get to be a science man instead of just a magic man. So that's pretty neat. Also, a tip for any DMs out there who are dealing with artificers and what you believe is more of a in your fantasy games. What I like to do with artificers is I treat it as like this is like at the cusp of an industrial revolution, where it's not so much that like say, oh wow, the artificers made the first gun. I don't think your artificer made the first gun, but like guns are starting to be a thing, and like factories aren't a thing yet, but like they could be in the next generation or two because of your artificers, or like what kind of mundane magic can be given to the people because of artificers whenever your adventure is done, like in the next few generations it's coming. But this is sort of like one of the more early points of it, is kind of the like general vibe check I really like with 5e artificers. Like, I know one thing in my 2-year campaign where I played Yurik, my necromancer, we also had an artificer in the party, and he was, when we were like level 7, yeah, I think we were just level 7, our artificer, we were fighting like werewolves and were-tigers, right? So we had to like collect a bunch of silver, and we're thinking about trying to use his weapons. And our artificer really wanted to do like the thing of like, alright, I want to shoot him with a silver bullet, because that would be fucking cool. And he rolled like a 30 when trying to make a gun. And he basically made like the modern day revolver. And like guns were a thing in this setting, but this is like an advanced gun where where it's not just a shoot, point, load, point, shoot, reload. This is a gun you can put multiple bullets in, and you can fire it up to 6 times before you have to do it. And that's insane for that point in time. I don't need a mime. But yeah, no, that's just something to think about. That's something for you folks at home to think about with your brain head. But like, I really like that sort of concept in Artifice, where it's like, yeah, there's already technology starting to come up, but you are the ones, artificers are the ones like really making the shit that's like ahead of its time. Unfortunately, he did lose the revolver, I think, at some point. But it's okay, at the end he had a sniper rifle that he stole from another artificer. So, that was pretty good. Especially because the sniper rifle, I believe, was essentially a save instead of like a shot. So it was basically like, it will always do damage, which is very reliable. I probably should have bought fucking repels, but I didn't. Wow, wow, wow. But yeah, artificers are neat. Alright, too bad. Hellbore. You can say hi to your fellow boys. Ah! I do like, though, if we did miss any of the Moonstones, this would have been a really good chance to, like, go back at this point. But we didn't need to, because we're really cool. Also, I see there's a lot more people in chat. How are y'all doing tonight? How are we doing tonight? How are we enjoying, Pan, just nerding out about artificers? Ooh, I've learned how to steal. We're pulling a big job here. Oh, dude. You don't know, do you? This guy doesn't even fucking know. It's been botched, my man. It's been botched. My bat's better. Shut up. Aw, thank you. Do-do-do. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, because I think, like... I also think a really big difference between, like... Because, honestly, wizards and artificers can play a very similar role in D&D. Because, like, wizards are very much utility cast. A lot of people sort of pitch wizards as DPS because everyone jokes about Fireball, but in reality, a lot of wizards are more utility. They're a lot more problem solvers, in how their spells are. They're more to fix or change a situation as opposed to kill, murder, malice. And they're really cool at that. And like, they get this massive sense of arcane power that they can shape the world and how they wish. But where I think artificers really shine is the fact that artificers are the ones that make magic items. They are the inventors. They're the ones that can let people use magic. They're the ones that are like, hey, I have made something that has magical properties, and you can use it. Like, they're supportive in the sense that they can give, like, people improved weapons. Or maybe, like, hey, excuse me, like, even if we're not talking guns, like, hey, this crossbow will never run out of arrows. Or, I've created a homunculus. I've created a robotic boy. You know, like, little things like that. They can just, like, they have made and they can give to other people and make it a lot more accessible. Oh, cool, Clefairy, I'll kill you because you're rare. Yeah, kill! But yeah, no, artificers are real cool. They're real cool, and also they have proficiency in firearms. This is the only class that has proficiency in gun. Also, Hellbore evolves. Hellbore, Hellbore, Hellbore. It's a plant. Bat, 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 bat. It's a big old bat. Ha! Fuck yeah, let's see the improvements of our big boy. Oh, so much better. Oh my god, he's usable now. Holy shit, and let's compare him. Oh, he's comparable. He's comparable, guys. Yeah, oh, now Bella's the one falling back. But that's how it is, Bella. That's how the showbiz goes. Yeah, you can see all my team. Here's Hellbore. They've recently evolved. They've gained eyes and can scream big. They're very serious at their job of screaming. Here we got B. B's an actual queen. She's crowned. She's best girl. She's very relaxed though. She's very chill about it. We got Hemi. Hemi's a little quirky. Hemi like sort of, I don't know, exploiting other people for their monetary value, and it's like kind of wacky. Like sometimes he'll ask for money when he doesn't need money, and it's like kind of funny. We got Bella. Bella's also kind of quirky in the sense how like she's got all these internalized emotions. I was like no idea how to vent them, so like she kind of vents it out onto people. We got Rickon, who's also crowned. He is an absolute Chad, and he's kind of sassy. And we got Boomslang. Boomslang is a cool little snake who is bold. A bold little lad. A bold little lad who will try to constrict and poison you. Also, I don't know if you have, Hell Knight. It's been a week. My memory does not always go that far. But if you did, then you probably would have missed a bit. Because I do think the last time we did evolve the Nidos, and we did... Yeah, no, we evolved the Nidos last time. That was pretty much it. We evolved the Nidos, we did the SSN, and we beat Lieutenant Surge very easily. But hey, if you like my content, you've ever missed an episode, well then. You can always check out my YouTube! It's where I preserve all my streams, or most of my streams at least, when I don't forget to preserve one. I don't know when we were talking about Tentacruel being a good Pokemon for the run. That literally could have been any stream for this run. But I will say, if you were missing an episode, I do know our third part is on the YouTube. Do 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 do. But hey, thank you, Hell Knight, for giving me a valid reason to shill the YouTube, because you know what? I don't shill the YouTube enough. I really don't. Like, it's only got, like, 23 subscribers, I think. Like, it's not a lot. Oh, another Clefairy! I'll kill you, heart. But yeah, no, if anyone ever wants to check out things like Pokemon Monotype runs or Wild Beyond the Witchlight, a D&D game I do every Wednesday with some other really cool people, that's where you're gonna find those streams preserved. The Death's Door streams will probably also be preserved on there because I'm really vibing Death's Door, and I feel like it should get a bit more eyes on it because it's a very cute game. What? Yo, the Clefairies here are so murderable. How much has Clefairy's chance to show up here again? I'm gonna look it up. Hold up. Hold up. I'm just kind of curious. First off, gonna restore some music. Alright, some chill music here, and we're gonna open up the interwebs here. Interwebs can open up. Alright, I'm just gonna look up Mount Moon. Pokemon. I'm just kind of curious. Gen 3. Yep, Clefairy's only 1% chance of showing up. Oh wait, down here... Okay, down here, there's 6%. That's why they're so common. Interesting. Neat. Well, enough of that. More to take out an endangered species. Oh. Oh no, he's cute. He handsome. Come on, Boomslang, you can bite this cotton candy fluff. No! Boomslang is immobilized by the power of love! Come on, Boomslang, you can murder, you can kill. You could do it, he's no one! He's no one! He's even hit you! Alright, good, at least you can understand. She couldn't do it. She couldn't take him down. She understood that, like, him hitting her was wrong, but she couldn't take it to take the shot. Come on, Boomslang, you can do it. Come on. There we go. Hey, good for you, Boomslang. You understand? If someone hits you, it's not okay. That's when you break things up. That's how you know the red flags have become blood red, pointing at go, leave. Pays BB1, cast murder from Magic the Gathering. Hey, Animu, I don't know if you're I'm guessing you're a Magic the Gathering fan in that case, but I don't know if this will mean anything to you. Like, I legit don't. I don't know what's considered, like, really popular for Magic fans. But I do know because D&D and Magic are owned by Wizards of the Coast. They're owned by the same company. There is a setting book, for Ravnica, which I believe is a series of, Magic the Gathering, based cards inspiration. And it's a really cool setting. Like, Ravnica is definitely a place where I think if you want a good, like if you want a lot of, because it's got a good mix of, like, it could be very political intrigue, or it could just be really knocking futz. Like, I know me and some roommates had really fun doing some one-shots or small adventures in Ravnica. I don't play Magic Gathering anymore. Sounds cool, though. Ravnica's a dope setting. It is! Because it's basically, like, this entire plane of reality is just a really big city. And there's, like, 10 different factions in it, based on, like, the different combinations of, like, the 5 elements in Magic the Gathering. So it's, like, really cool. And there's a lot of cool, like, stat blocks for it. Like, honestly, I know you probably don't know much about D&D Animu as far as I know, but, like, it's definitely worth, like, a vibe check and seeing, like, what they do with it. Like, I think Ravnica is one of the strongest dragons in D&D. Like, of course now, with Fizbands, they've really, like, upped the CR of dragons for, like, ancient, like, primordial dragons almost, or, like, you know, actually doing, like, updated stats of Tiamat. But, like, I know Ravnica did something wild, was like, here's a dragon, and we're gonna make him a 9th level spellcaster. And he's insane. Alright, I'm gonna check the map to check which way I need to go again to go to Rock Tunnel. Which way is the Rock Tunnel from here? Okay. I just need to go to the right. Do 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 do. And I find it so well because like I know you can get the map from Gary's like sister, but like I'm surprised I didn't get it right away. Like when I was talking to her, so I don't know. Just find that interesting. Alright, so we got we'll go Boop Sling in front. Got it. You got Pokemon with you. You're mine! This picnicker is just like, oh my god, Alyssa. Alyssa's like out for blood. It's okay, I'm gonna intimidate her, her onions. Yeah, me and the boys are intimidating your onions. What are you gonna do, nerd? Oh no. Meow. Meow. What if I gotta go bat out? But yeah, no, I know Ravnica was really cool. Like, I think one of my, like, because oftentimes in my brain, there's like separate categories of villain. There's like very personal villain to a character, or like, more like devious, like devil or fae types who are trying to be tricky and trying to torment individuals specifically. And then there's like things that make me go, this is a great way to have commentary on how horrible America is. And the fucking capitalist ghost religion, like they literally, like, there is literally just like a Scientology-esque, oh my god, there's literally just a Scientology-esque, like, faction in Ravnica, where essentially, it's like this church where, it's like this church/bank where it's like they're very religious, and seem to be very holy, but also will exploit people for money, like heavily tax them, heavily charge everything, and like if you're still in debt by the time you're dead, you become like some undead servant to them because you still owe them money. And their leader, like their leader's stat block is like just an oligarchy of ghosts. And I just find that so funny. It's like, yeah, the factions of Ravnica is like, one is just EU cops, one is mad scientists, there's the sewers, there's the sewer cult, that's Mushroom Lich, there's, the anarchists, there's the circus from hell, there's the spy network, there's the national park, let's see, what else is there? There's sea scientists, there's sea biologists, oh, you're right, there's the wait, I don't know if this is Orzhov, but there sure is, like, the Crusaders? Yeah, no. Very solid. Like, Ravnica's definitely a book where it's like, if you... Yeah, I forget names too, and I'm not gonna pretend to know them. They're the blue and white. Azorius. Yeah, those were the cops. Those were the cops. I do know the main one shot that I remember was us being cops, but it was also like buddy cop movie, and my cop got turned to a vampire anyway, so like, you know, happens. I can't wait for if someone does a Ravnica campaign and they have like, if they have a villain in the Senate and someone wins like someone does like an Emperor Palpatine goes like, no, I am the Senate, and sometimes I just love democracy, guys. Do-do-do. Pop! I love democracy. I love it when I get to vote and my vote matters, but when many other people's votes don't matter because they live in a lower populated state. Ba-da-da-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Man, it's kind of wild when you look at like I know there's like a whole video essay from Quentin Reviews that talks about like how like the themes and ideas of the prequels are actually like generally good and very interesting analysis, like concept of how war is sort of seen and the corruption. Ooh, aerial ace. Just so, like how corruption, like political corruption is and like everything, but also like, you know, it's just goofy. Also, this guy was bored and decided to attack a child. Jeremy is bored and demands violence. Ba 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 ba. Here, we're gonna get Bella to get some XP because Bella needs it. But yeah, like honestly, I find it so funny how like the U.S. is practically just like fucking we are now the Clone Wars. Also, do you ever think sometimes when, I don't know how well versed everyone else is with history, but you ever think about the one time where FDR just legit asked like, hey, could I just low-key be a dictator for like 100 days? Can we just ignore, can I, the executive office, just have all the power of the government for like 100 days? Like this is also like right before World War II, when like fascism is going crazy in like Italy and like Germany. And this is also another reminder, if we weren't attacked by Japan, we probably would have been fighting with Germany. So yeah, just fun little American things to consider on 4th of July, especially with recent events. So yeah, just fun little say-so facts to give the people. Wow. Last slave wasn't freed until What the fuck? What the fuck? Man, imagine being kept, even though abolishment happened, like, at that point, 80 years ago. Like, also, could we just talk about how fucking wild sometimes when you look at stuff from, like, oh, dude, history's, like, it's still being whitewashed, and, like, you know, like, the whole, like, fucking ancient aliens, like, talk? That is literally trying to whitewash history of, like, well, these people couldn't do it, because they weren't us. So, like, shrugs. Yeah, eugenics, baby. Woo! Hot Friday night topics. But yeah, no, pretty wild, pretty quirky. Do bum ba da 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 da. Hey, it's okay. I've gone in deep American history rants before, and also I did kind of bring up the whole, like, man, fucked up about the whole, like, you ever think it's fucked up how a president once just asked the government to just give him complete power for 100 days? Because, you know, that's how a lot of dictators get into power. Like, fucking, okay, so, I want to talk about the Napoleons, and I'm talking about both of the Napoleon boys, alright? Because Napoleon the First, you know, the one that people know about, how he got his, like, dictator status, right, was basically, he went out, first off, he did a big coup, when getting to power, with, like, 3 other major people, and he was the one who happened to be one of the more popular ones, and he already had a constitution written up, and at first he was like, okay, cool, let's just say we can appoint a leader of France for a lifetime, you know, because that sounds like, no, I think at first it was like, hey, we can make it for like 10 years, and then actually, what if we made it a lifetime? Also, 420, nice. And the people were like, that sounds rad, so we'll do that. And I know for like Napoleon III was the first president of France, and how he did it was basically originally the president of France would only have a 4-year term, and only could be president once. They did not like how the U.S. did like 2 terms. So like you can only have 1 term, and it's like for 4 years. No, I think for them they get the full 8. It's like 48 years, but like pretty short in comparison. And then when Napoleon III came to power, he was like, all right, fellas, what if I got 10 years instead? And they're like, oh, okay, we can make that work. You're pretty cool. And he's like, cool. What if we made it a lifetime position? And the people voted, sure, man. This is also the same guy that was like, what if we became an empire again? Let's run the votes. Oh, we voted. What did the people say? People say empire. Survey says empire. Like, it's so wild how like when you look at like fantasy stuff, like when you look at like fantasy or like D&D or even like generic like fantasy settings, like, dictators always seem to come up through, like, either, like, nepotism, like, corruption, like, oh, they manipulated, like, the people of the court, or, like, you know, forcefully taking over everything. But, like, the real way it happens is just, like, people, like, for some reason, it's like, people get very charismatic, and then people just kind of let it happen, and, like, enable someone. Thank you for the hydrate. Here, I'm gonna open up this nice new water bottle. I don't know how well that picked up, but... oh, that was a good hydrate. Big hydrate. But, yeah. The Weimar Republic was pretty progressive. Only took 30% of the country to overthrow the government. Wow! Nice! You know, I also find it interesting how when you look at, like, how parliaments and, like... oh... yeah. No, and it's also weird, because, like, when I was doing, like, modern European history, when I was, like, looking up lore for there, like, it's so interesting how, like, why they enabled, like, Nazis to, like, really be a thing. Oh, thank you for the stretch, Beaver. Also, fuck yeah, eat your rice. But yeah, no, it's real wild that, like, how, like, because when I was looking at a documentary about, like, hey, the German perspective of, like, them sort of seeing Hitler come into power was not just everyone being down for Hitler, like, being a fuckhead, like, seeing people just suddenly pick up, like, this weird flag and him being very loud and angry was, like, weird. That was weird. But he used something that he used fear. And it wasn't necessarily for, like, Jews at first. No, he used communists at first. Which is kind of funny, because Germany, especially the Nazi Party, was socialist, but it's basically the idea of, like, using Germany's fear of communists that are in Russia, because Germany has hated Russia for a hot minute, and basically they ran, like, a fear-mongering campaign there. They also... oh, fuck yeah, Boomslang's evolving. Also, the parliament in, the Reichstag Party, also happened to blow up. There is no document saying who blew it up. Likely was the Nazis, but who knows? But they're like, of course, the communists are going straight for our government, and went really hard on them. And then, like, a week later, went really hard on... well, then, a week later, Hitler was like, also... the Jewish people are bad too. Essentially just trying to keep up the fear-mongering and just like, oh, they're bad too. And like keep that sense of fear after he essentially validated their need to have fear. So, yeah. Yeah. I mean, Beaver, that's just how, like, that's how a lot of totalitarian societies were. Like, the same thing was in Russia. Like, if you said shit about Stalin, you would not say shit about Stalin for long. Oh, those are pretty solid. Splash Shock's a bit low, but that's okay. We should be... I mean, it's a shame that it's a bit low, because some of the cooler attacks in Theta Boom Slang would be... not special, but whatever. Trying down a rock tunnel to Lavender Town. Understandable. Dude. Also, most governments didn't account for the fact that we need to produce more than we need. Because, like, socialism, pretty cool. Because that's just like, alright, boys, we take in the taxpayer money, and we give it to things that the people need. Like, hey, would be real cool if the people need healthcare, or like, hey, you will get retirement money, or hey, you can use this much money for like food, like as a minimum, and if you make anything else, you make more money, congratulations! But yeah. But yeah, no. From what I gather, it's like, yeah, no. A lot of communist governments in like, especially if it is in '60s, were very much like a, all right, we made this a thing, and we're gonna have the bare minimum for it to be equal. And it's like, that's not how this works. No billionaires are also really rad. It'd be really cool if they were taxed appropriately. Would be real cool. Hey, I don't mean to brag or anything, but I think the notion that like we don't have trillionaires go into space on fun trips is kinda cool. Hey gamers, I think that, you know, what if people can have money to survive? Wouldn't it be real cool if Elon Musk actually solved world hunger like he proposed the UN instead of just buying Twitter? That would be cool, wouldn't it? %, like it was top 1% during the 1960s would be great. I hate the thing of should we end world hunger, without considering what that would do. I mean, it would make people no longer have to worry about food and have a basic need given. Like, face the facts, world hunger, ooh, alright, buddy. Alright. Like, nope, I don't agree on that, because I think people should have their rights to, you know, live. To live and not have to worry about, you know, dying. You know, I think that's pretty cool. I think solving world hunger would create some unique problems, but it's not like, yeah, like, a lot of the problems that would come from it is more from problems that we have currently, like, you know, I don't mean to walk into some bear traps here. But, you know, there's a funny little thing that that court justices, the Supreme Justices did, where they would create problems like overpopulation, especially to do so, like, you know, there would be more people so they can just have more people to go and have, which is kind of weird. Why would they want more people? Why would they want more people when they cannot sustain those people? If they could sustain those people, that would make a lot more sense now, wouldn't it? I'm sorry, Beaver, you went to capitalism school? Also, business is a legitimate thing. It's just like, I do think like if I ever went to business or something, I'd have to take like, if I went to business to like learn how to advertise or whatever, I would have to go into this and like, okay, I have to play the capitalism game, and I hate it. Ooh, cool. They made a child. They made a child have to reason ways of how solving world hunger is bad. Way to go, the education system. See, and that's why America's losing the capitalism game. Because you see, the thing about the capitalism game here in America is that the people playing it don't really care. Because, like, we literally have the cartoonishly evil, like, CEO of, like, fucking, Jeffrey Bezos. See, I don't know enough about Nestle, except they seem to own, like, all food. Cause, like, I work at a Wizard Dollar store, and there is so much Nestle. Like, from so many companies, you can see, like, there's Nestle again. Yeah, but we built houses at the rate 2008. Before 2008, since 2008, U.S. economy would be 2 trillion more than it is now. That sounds right. That sounds right. Oh, what? They're not, what? They're not slaves? No, they get paid? What? No, what? No! They get monetary compensation. Here, this Indeed ad says this Amazon warehouse pays you $15 an hour. That's like the minimum wage you're all asking for, right? Like, capitalism's a fuck, man. Okay, we can put Bella in the front, because Bella's a bit underleveled. Hi there. But, yeah. No, I guess, Because, like, yeah. And it's like so interesting when also when you just look at like American history and like, man, we've always been like this. And like, and I think it's really now when we're not only in late stage capitalism, but also when we're in an era where information's so much more accessible to us that we can actually realize what the fuck's going on. Because like, the only other point in history that I can think of that is so like comedically capitalist in like the sense of like every checkbook that like every check mark you need from like a man, how bad could capitalism be, is like the late 1800s, like the Gilded Era of the United States, where basically that's where like union, like people tried to do unions, but at that point in time, people would have been shot, not by the cops, although the cops would do it, but also by the employers. 1920s is also very comedically capitalist. See, 1920s is the first time that, like, the American people had some form of money, so that's when you get the illusion of choice variant of capitalism. Hello. Hello, welcome to, hello, my name is Pen Naps, welcome to my communist podcast. I mean socialist, anyway, it doesn't matter, it just has to be not capitalist and we're chill, man. No, we can go full anarchy if we want, no government. No government, just vibes, man. Yeah, no, that's gonna be the name of the, Pan Anti-Communist Podcast, it's just, vibes, I don't fucking care. No billionaire, please. That's it, that is the full title. It is also part of my light novel. I died and became socialist revolutionist. No, it's too short. I died, became social revolutionist in capitalist hellscape, and my sister's there too? That's better. That's better. That's more appropriate light novel. Do 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 do. Meow. Ha! You can't bite me for shit. I'll cut you. But yeah, anyway guys, I want to end this conversation with, capitalism is a fuck, money to the people, yeah? One of the games I played just announced they have more updates planned. Oh, that's cool! That's neat. Do-do-do. I mean, if it's good, like, go for it. Like, you know, sometimes it's okay to buy DLC, you know? Sometimes it's okay and worth it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. See, I just don't, like, when I think it's like, hey, here's extra game, that's when I can go, okay, this can be worth the DLC. When it's like, here's another character or costumes, then I'm like, okay, why don't you just give it to me? Because, like, come on, you want me to enjoy it? Let me have it. Like, you're not adding new parts to the game. You're just giving me a new boy or a bow tie. Alright. Alright, let's see. Oh, cool! An Everstone. I've only caught 15 kinds of Pokemon. You can't even get this rock to stop evolution. But, I've been out of the Pokemon gym a few times, but I always lose. I don't know, let's see your team, alright? Okay, let's see your team, alright? So you got 2 Pokemon. Okay, alright. You got a Pikachu. Dude, you can beat Misty with a Pikachu. Dude, you could just dude, are you lame? Are you a poopy pants? Because you could totally beat Misty with that. You get Thundershock at this point. You're on level to Misty. You outspeed Misty. You would win. See, Clefairy? Okay. Clefairy's a bit more of a mixed choice because that could be good. Ooh, and it does have the one that just goes, ah, hit me. Because Follow Me only works in double battles, or is like decent in double battles, but is really weird outside of a double battle because like, first off, I don't think Fire and Leaf Green really does do double battles, which is weird because there's like obviously some like, there's some like moments I see like, oh, there's 2 trainers here, and instead of initiating the double like the double battle, it will just do the, alright, now you'll fight each other 2 times. You'll fight these 2 people in a row, and it's like, that's weird. There may be in the Sevi Islands, but also Sevi Islands is completely new content. And that has a lot of post-game material. Like, that's where you'd find, like, Gen 2 Pokemon and everything, so that probably is where it would be, if anywhere. Also, we finally get Twin Needle, bestie. Yes, we're going to learn a decent move. It's 50 power, but it's stab. And it's got better accuracy. It sure will hit. And it'll be 50 base power because it will hit twice. Let's go. But yeah, if it was anywhere, it would probably be in the Sevi Isles. Because, like, that's also where you can find berries. Because, like, Kanto has no berries. So, like, that's where you would find them, because, like, there was no place in the original game for them. That's where you would find, like, some Gen 2 Pokemon. Alright, Rock Tunnel, Dark Time, Dark Time. Alright, time to walk along the walls. Wah, wah, wah. Careful, this one I don't think knows how to fight yet anyway. Oh! Pokemon fight! Ready! Go! Why, did you get an ad, Hell Knight? Cubone! I miss those little pictures they show before going into caves. Yeah! No, like, I know sometimes I share my opinions of, sometimes I go on about, like, how I think, like, Heart Gold and Soul Silver is very much a game where I feel like I don't think it's really a fantastic game, but, like, it's got so good quality of life and, like, aesthetics that, like, I feel like the Pokemon games are really missing that makes the game seem really lovable. And I feel like that's a big thing, and I get we don't need that as much in a in a post, in like a post 2D, Pokemon, but also be really cool if we, got cool pictures back. Wah. Crump. No, I just paused the video and never let me unpause. Ah, cool. You're just stuck in time stop. You're stuck in time stop. My favorite, 9th level D&D spell. Do. Which, yeah, by the way, if you want to be Dio Brando JoJo character extraordinaire, all you gotta do is, find out how to get time stop at, like, level 17, and you could be Dio. You can also be a Dampire, which is basically, a playable vampire diet edition, where, like, you can, drink blood, where you can bite a few times a day, drink blood, and get benefits on your rolls, because you're not hydrated. Oh, cool, Onyx. No. Bye-bye. Oh, Rock Smash. Fun fact, in Kanto, you can't get Rock Smash till Koga. You can't use Rock Smash till you have Koga. So that means if you really wanted to commit to rocks, to like, find out what's in those rocks, or like, if you wanted to try anything with those rocks, you couldn't till you beat the 6th gym. Meanwhile, if you learned Fly at this point in the game, you'd be able to learn it. Wait. I just went up the same. Kogurt! My favorite gym leader. Me and the homies love Kogurt! Oh, dude, Kogurt's my favorite Muppet. Yeah, he's right up there with, you know, Fosbo, and Miss Pongy. Is there nothing else in this room? Dude, it's coca-flavored yogurt. It's not poisoned. It is poisoned. Classic ninja technique to conjure yogurt. Why else do you think Naruto and Sasuke do the, those, like, elaborate hand signals? They're just trying to get their Froyo order. I swear, this is just a room to smash rocks. But yeah, no, actually the main plot of Naruto is just about, it's about Naruto wanting to be the manager of his, local Froyo establishment, and he gets ambitious, and he wants to also become, not only just the manager, but he wants to also become, like, the regional manager, and he has to deal with other people trying to be the regional manager of his local Froyo establishment. And it's pretty compelling, especially because he's got the 9 flavored fox inside of him that is like all 9 flavors in the Froyo shops across the chain. So yeah, there's that. And like other people have other flavored yogurt animals, but like his has the most. He's got the most flavors, and he even is able to learn the topping clone jutsu, where he gets to summon himself, but as like different toppings. It's pretty epic. I would recommend it. it is a bit bad. I know this may be controversial, but like some people say that like one ice cream is a bit of a popular anime. Like I get it, there's pirates, and the ice cream float is a really cool aesthetic. But like guys, I don't know. I think if the show's still running, like maybe it should cool down a little bit. That's right, it's an ice cream joke. You just confused me to the point I just started to stare at the wall on my phone. Hey, sometimes I do that. Sometimes I just keep talking, and you have to do wisdom saving. You have to do intelligence saving throws to comprehend my madness. Animu clearly passed. Animu clearly has passed, and he's taken no psychic damage. Man, I love best content of the night, wandering around the dark. Wandering around the dark and spitefully not using flash. Oh wow, really cool clip, Animu. Wow, thank you. Thank you for making a really cool clip, Animu. Thank you, I really appreciate it. Now all of stream will know of your cool clip. But yeah, anyway, because I know you did a clip at least this time and last time. But if you ever have a clip, please feel free to put it in chat or on the Discord. Mostly because like it helps visibility. Like I know I try to do a lot when other people I'm supporting stream, because I know more people are likely to see it, and that just helps out algorithms. I swear, is this... You know what, I'm gonna be petty. I'm gonna be petty and look up Rock Tunnel because I don't want to learn Flash. Math. Oh, that is so blurry. Oh, these are so blurry maps. Here, we're gonna look up Fire Red. Will this one be? I'm looking at my arcane hand mirror. Do do do. All right, so I see the first. Yeah, I see the one where we come from. Goes on down. Okay. Okay. No, I'm just seeing rocks and being stubborn. Okay. Got it. Got it. Here it is. Okay. I'm drawing an illustration of Pokemon when I am home. Alright, we got a Furry alert. He's in status Charizard attempt. Pokemaniac Winston. Oh, he just wants to be Winston Overwatch. He just wants to be Winston Overwatch. Let's see how Tornado goes. Very okay. You know what? Maybe I'm not as crazy as you think. You have not seen me at my most powerful. You see, You haven't seen me unlock my form when I unlock not only the forbidden vanilla chocolate swirl with gummy bears on top technique. I guess it's the mental image of Orochimaru going up to Yogurt Naruto and going like, "You fool. You don't understand the big weakness of the Froyo technique. You see, unlike ice cream, which is much thicker with its cream and dairy, Froyo melts a lot faster, which means unhinges his jaw to consume an ungodly amount of melted Froyo." As if it is supposed to be a power move. It's just bound to my mind now. Doo-doo. What do you mean you hope it's not real? What? You don't want the power of Froyo Naruto? Froyoto? Froyoto sounds like someone trying to make a Toho game, but like they don't want to say it's a Toho game, but like it's just a Toho game, but also features frozen yogurt instead of normal bullet hell. Gummy beer. Okay. Oh, I'm trying to conceptualize the idea of gummy ice cream, and I don't like that. I don't like that mental texture in my mouth. I don't come here often, but I will battle you. I don't normally walk in the dark, but when I do, Martha puts up her fists. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Oh no. Wow, 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 wow. Imagine though, a chocolate chip mayo bologna sandwich where the cookie is the bread. No. No. I don't like that one bit, mister. Wow, wow. My son eats cupcakes and ketchup. Okay, but what kind of cupcakes we talking about? Because that's the real key there. I'm tempted to try now, because I didn't because like, wait, what do you mean burger? Well, hold up. So, okay, I'm trying to, and forgive me if this seems ignorant, but what do you mean by classifying it as a burger? Because I'm trying to think here. Because Because, like, a sandwich, yeah, it's a sandwich no matter what, but it specifically being a burger. Would that imply the Spam was in a patty format as opposed to, like, just a block? Like, I think it would have to imply it being rounder of some sort. Well, no, some burgers are square. Or do you need the... Excuse me, or do you need other key ingredients like specifically lettuce and a condiment? Because you don't always need tomatoes, though tomatoes are often added. Technically, it was a sandwich. I was just trying to copy burger form. Ah, okay. Got it. This was more me, like, having the eternal, like, the eternal philosophy of, like, what truly makes a type of sandwich, you know? Like, a hot dog, I would say, is a sandwich. Because it is something around 2 slices of bread. The 2 slices just happens to be conjointed. You know, it's like... It is definitely a more abstract sandwich, but it is not a wrap. Oh, Burger King did it. Yeah, hot dogs are a sandwich. They are. They're just a different format of a sandwich. Do you know about Pokemon cosplay? Do you know? Okay, so this is my Charizard. Me and the other boys in the cave, we're all practicing our Charizard cosplays. We're really excited for that 3rd Pokemon movie coming out. Your Charizard's got a big part in that motion picture, and we all kind of want to compare ourselves. Now, we're still all working on the wings, so this is our head and our legs. I'm pretty glad with the tail, because it doesn't look like I'm having a boner. It's just my tail, because it's my tail. It's just my tail. But yeah, no, and yeah, also my name is Steve. You see, I agree that, what you have there, that cereal is soup. But although I have seen the argument that soup must specifically be cooked or boiled, like it specifically has to be warm. And I would say the ocean is definitely soup, because there's thermal, you know what? No, let's actually look this up, alright? Because this isn't me wanting to be, like, pedantic and going like, oh no, the cereal's not a soup. I'm just curious if what I'm thinking the definition of soup is in my mind is what it is. Because, like, in my heart of hearts, cereal's a soup. Hands down. But I'm curious what the gods of order have deemed it. What is soup? Soup. A liquid dish typically made by boiling meat, fish, or vegetables in stock or water. A substance or mixture perceived to resemble soup in appearance or consistency. Alright, so hot milk? Why would you put hot milk in cereal? That takes too much effort. But okay, so notice how it says typically made with meats, fish, and vegetables, etc. Now, it does seem here that the initial definition of soup does state that it must be more so out of water or stock, and I would definitely not consider milk stock. But the second definition says a substance or mixture that perceives to resemble soup can count. And that's funny because definitions should not have the word that it's defining inside of it, so that's just kind of quirky. Yeah. So I would say, according to the second definition of soup, cereal is a soup, despite the fact it is not a traditional soup. Alright, back to your regularly scheduled, beating up nerds. Milk is his cow boob stock. Ah! You see, cause Animu. I gotta level with you, boss. I don't think you, have the cow tit be cooked over several hours. So I think, sorry boss, I don't think the joke lands, it'll run away. But it runs right into my heart. I've only known about cold milk cereal. I have not heard of people actually using warm milk for cereal. Milk is pasteurized. It is cooked to kill bacteria. Oh, you're right then. Smart, smart. Look at you, Animu, going up to this lawyer stand, going like, Your Honor, I am right. Also, can we talk about how this cosplay nerd in particular does have a Charmander, which actually does match his costume? I just think that's neat. But he's also a coward, and only using Smokescreen and Growl. Like, he can't even commit to attacking. Like, this guy. Alright, yeah. Okay, now he attacks, but because we're at... Alright, fuck you. Fuck you. Alright, fine. I'll split my XP 3 ways. I mean, I don't use powdered milk personally. I know it's a thing, but I just haven't really had a need to use it. No, it's okay. It's okay, hell. You're not a person to use bagged milk, are you? Yeah, like, powder, I think... Yeah, powder milk is kind of a thing where it's like... Like, cool for anyone who uses it, I just don't think of the uses of powder milk. Like, I guess if you want milk that doesn't expire... Though I'm very aware that powder milk is mainly a tropical island thing. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Because, like, I guess it makes sense for you to have milk that's more long-term and better for, again, if anything fucky-wucky were to occur, that you can just have it at need instead of like, alright, cool. This milk will expire in, like, 2 weeks. Well, at best. If you get the milk all the way in the fucking back of the fridge. Also, I guess here, raining really hard, which means no more firework hours. Let's go! Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Oh-ho. Imagine you're in the dark and you just hear, like, the sounds of hiking boots. Hit me with your best shot! As he just comes to sight and throws at you a tiny little man. Just this absolute little guy. What do you have milk, y'all? I just prefer to use this one because it's thicker. Is powdered milk thicker? I legit don't know. Because, like, I don't know, I guess it would depend on what it's powdered from. Because, like, whole milk is very thick milk. Very thick milk, ideal for milkshakes. But then to get, like, shit like skim and, like, 2% milk, but that's, like, weak shit. That's, like, that can't even lift 5-pound weights. Aw, here we go. We can thrash about now. You can probably control the thickness. Oh yeah, no, I love that part in Yogurto where Sasuke gets the thick eyes, and he can then control how thick he wants to make the yogurt. It's pretty wild because, like, his ethical dilemma of how much do you make the froyo still froyo before it becomes ice cream is a real Theseus-ship, like, narrative for him, and it's something I don't think a lot of fans really pick up on because, like, yeah, I don't think he's written well. I think he's very unlikable, but, like, his themes are really deep and meaningful. Oh, here comes the rain again. I don't know, I don't know what's with me, but, like, sometimes when it, like, rains really hard, I just get, like... Oh, shit. Oh, fuck, the thunder has come. Oh, God, okay. Cool. I guess it's thunderstorm hours. If things just go black, you know what happened, I guess. But that was a loud thunder. I don't know if that picked up. But that was loud as fuck. Like, that sounded like I didn't see the lightning. Like, normally here, if there was one, there'd be like a big flash, but... Wow, that was close. Oh, you did hear it. Cool. Do 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 do. Oh fuck, we got banana milk in the Discord. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Hey fellas, if you want to see the banana milk, link in the Discord for banana milk hours. But yeah, no, glad the homies could hear Big Thunder. You see, all I gotta do in one monotype run. And like the summer, I have to calculate like when a thunderstorm is about to happen and be like, yes, the ideal point of time to do a electric type run. Yeah, I think I was talking about this, but like, I think I get really fascinated with heavy rain. Like I don't know, when it just like pours, it just like gets my attention. I don't know, like when I can see rain, I just find that fascinating. Like I just find it so surreal in an odd way. Like something that usually is almost invisible. Like sometimes I won't know it's raining until I look out. Other times it's like, oh, it's raining. And like, I know as a kid, I did not like lightning, mostly because I did have that anxiety that, oh god, there is a non-0% chance I could be struck down by lightning and then just die. Like that is just a thing that can happen, and it likely will happen to me because I hear it can happen. So like when I was a kid, I was spooked of lightning. But then I grew up in a place where thunderstorms were like very rare. So like when they happened, it became more of like a fascination of like just kind of actually like watch the lightning, because like lightning is fucking wild. I have no fear. Never had. Someone who's been electrocuted and fucked around with the Tesla coils. Oh. Absolute mad lad. Fears no shock. But, yeah. But no, lightning, I think lightning is so, like... I think I probably talked about this in this stream, more just the concept of fucking wild lightning is and applying it to creatures. Specifically like here in Pokemon, because like lightning, like in a natural setting, only happens like in thunderstorms. Like it took us like thousands of years to like even like control it in some form that we understand like regularly. So like the idea that like Pokemon or like creatures in the Pokemon world have able to like charge it up naturally or even just like blast it out is so wild to me. Like, I don't know, I just find that oddly fascinating because like it implies they have found a way to become resistant to electrical shocks and be able to store them. Like in a modern era, it makes a bit more sense how like in a sort of science fiction-y way that like, oh, of course these creatures could adapt to like absorb and work with electricity. But then you see like say for like in Kanto, a lot of them seem almost situational, right? Also, that would probably fuck me over. Not enough. Alright, cool. Like for example, like Voltorb. Voltorb is very much a Pokemon based more on like adapting to its environment and making a camouflage strategy of sorts, or like let's see, what's another good example I can think of in the top of my head? Like Pikachu. Pikachu probably became electric by being around like, you know, power plants and the like, and sort of like being the idea of like rats like really like chewing electric wires and adapting to that. Like things like that I understand. Oh, Big Elmo Raid! Big Elmo Raid, how you guys doing? How are you guys doing? How is the Magical Girl game? I know you didn't play Fire Emblem, you decided to do Magical Girl game. How are you doing? I'm just talking about how wild it is that the concept of Pokemon actually using electricity in like a sort of biological environment. It's kind of whack. But yeah, how are you all doing? Oh, hey, Rumi. I keep thinking of dark Pokemon ideas. I can totally see the power plant powered by electric mice. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? I think the power plant in Kanto is not a, oh, they're using Pokemon to power things. I think it's the exact opposite. I think the power plant is more of a place where power has been produced, but has been taken over by nature. Like Zapdos is not there to, like, be used. Zapdos is normally a Pokemon that feeds and nests off thunderstorms, which are very temporary environments. So it sort of hops around in like likely humid and hot areas. But when there's an area where just like large manufactured electricity that's just easy food, it goes knucking fuds and just stays there. Also, for anyone who's still here from Elmo's Raid, hello and welcome, past, present, or future. Hi, I'm Pan Naps. I'm a little dear wizard boy. I play video games and talk a lot about D&D, and just sort of sometimes accepting, wow, cool thing is weird and rad, and I like it. Alright. Ooh, it was a roguelike, Elma. I didn't know it was the game you were playing was roguelike. Neat. Oh no. Oh, cool. But yeah, anyone doesn't know, this is a poison type only run of Pokemon Fire Red. And we're just vibing our... Oh fuck, he's probably actually gonna hit me really hard with magnitude, is he? Yep! That's gonna do double damage. He played me like a fiddle. Ghost types are adapted to being dead. Also, for anyone who doesn't know, and if anyone's new here from Elma's stream, I will shill myself, because if you like any of the vibes that you're seeing right now, and you are new, I would greatly appreciate a follow, because in August 12th is going to be my 1-year anniversary VTubing, and to celebrate, I'm gonna go back to my roots of sorts. I've been doing a lot of mono-type Pokemon runs recently, and I have from the beginning. I did a mono rock-type run of Pokemon Platinum, and for my 12-year anniversary, I am doing a Pokemon rock-type run of Pokemon Sword, and if I get 200 followers, whether before or during the playthrough, I will unlock the DLC of Isle of Armor and allow myself to use Rockruff, as well as allowing myself to use the Tyranitar line, which is usually Shield exclusive. And if I get 250 followers by either the beginning or as the playthrough goes on, I will unlock Crown Tundra, which unlocks Aggron, Relicanth, Kerbink, and all the fossil Pokemon. And also because it adds a lot more content to what we can do in post-game. So, yeah, just things to consider and keep in mind if you like my vibes. If you don't, that's cool. Heart. Not to lean into the creepypasta style, but I think Lavender Town in Gen 2 turned into a radio tower is because, oh yeah, no, that's definitely like forsaking the dead. That's definitely a dark sign of capitalism, which, hey, if you want occasional capitalism rants, don't worry. This stream's got that too. Oh no. But, yeah, no, like, I forgot. See, the thing about with Gen 2, I always forget what happens with Canon in Gen 2, because I never get that far in a, in like a Heart Gold Soul Silver playthrough. But yeah, no, the idea that a graveyard is converted to a radio tower can only happen in a capitalist hellscape. Not just forsaking the dead, like, electrical aberrations. Dude, why isn't there ghost electro types there? Wouldn't that be so rad? Yo, wouldn't that be the, like, that would be where fucking Rotoms would develop around. Because, like, I know for me, I also really like the idea of, yeah, those Rotoms would be cursed as fuck, dude. Like, do y'all remember the people that were possessed in Lavender Town with the channelers? But, like, I really do like the idea of a lot of Pokemon who are introduced in some gens not being native to that, like, region. Like, you can't tell me that Snorunt is actually from Hoenn. Snorunt is not native to Hoenn. Snorunt's, like, native to, like, Sinnoh. Because, like, Sinnoh has such more of a, like, appropriate environment for Snorunt than fucking a Hoenn, where it has to be like in a very specific cave to survive, because like Hoenn is an extremely tropical environment. Like, no. Okay, I have to go down, I think here. Wait. Sorry, I'm just looking at a Rock Tunnel map because my life is a heck. Okay, so I have to go to this far back one. Right, because I went up from there. And then, right now, let's see, where's my nearest trainer for reference? Okay, I am in this upper, I would go down, I would go up to the middle. Wait. So I need... Originally I needed to go to that ladder so I can go to here for the first place. To get up to the upper left corner, I'd have to go down, go to the first... Wait. Should I have already been out here? What the fuck? Here. Hold up. Okay, I'm sort of seeing I may have gone too far already. Also, there's no way Shaved Ice form vanilla. Yo, you know what? You're right. I think the only reason why there isn't is mostly because there's no, like... no reason for, like, it not to be an ice type anymore, you know? Because that's my only mental reasoning of why it is not that. Dude, you know it's a really solid choice. Yo, actually, I think it'd be really cool if, like, the Shaved Ice, like shaved ice version of Vanillish was like if that was like Ice Fairy, but then again I guess they already had an Ice Fairy, because I was thinking of like, oh, the Technicolor vibes. Yo, you what? Hell yeah, Rumi. Dude, yeah, Guzma's so, like, your vibes are so Guzma. Your vibes are so Guzma as Scrollball. Your vibes are Guzma, but you felt very gender about it. Whoop. Do-do-do. See, X and Y is so weird because, like, X and Y is a game where, like, it could have been really good. Like, there's a lot of potential in it, but it played so safely, like, so by the numbers, it was boring. Like, that's why it's so forgettable. Like, it really could have been, a fucking rad Pokemon game if it wasn't trying to be so Gen 1 nostalgia and just like, well, here's the gyms, here's the evil team, we're not gonna have the legendary play any part till like the very end of the game. Like they just like shoehorned those legendaries. Like, at least the Pokemon in that game were like very hit or miss for like the Gen 6 Pokemon. Yeah, no, it was really comedically easy. Like, if you have a, like, Gardevoir just breaks the game, because it is both Psychic and Fairy, which are the strongest types in that game. Okay, but you're saying, like, turning a legendary Pokemon to a Gundam is bad? Like... Yeah, they waited a gen for that. Like, no, it's so weird how much they, like, wanted to do for Gen 6, but they didn't. Like, they had ideas for Zygarde. Like, Zygarde's important. Like, it really did feel like with how much they were doing with, how much they were wanting to do for like when they were doing Sun and Moon, it's like, oh, we really wanted to make Pokemon Z. Like, and you know what? Maybe Pokemon Z would have been decent. Alright, I'm gonna check my map. Okay, but also saying that's the only Pokemon that looks like a Gundam is super fair. That is a super fair thing to say. Cause, like, you're fucking right. You're fucking right, and Boingo feeds on that energy. Also, hi B, how you doing? How you doing in late hours? Yeah, you know. Let's see. Well, okay, if we're going for like the snake, yo, our boy being Ragnarok, right? He's got Fenrir because he becomes dog. He becomes snake to be Jormungandr. And when he becomes a mech, he becomes a giant lady. Like all of Loki's children. Which, fellas, can we just talk about how Ragnarok really just be Loki trying to pull a prank, but is bloodlusted about it? Which is so weird for Loki, because Loki is not at all a bloodlusted character. But then again, a lot of Norse mythology was rewritten by Christians, so there's that. Here's that quirky fact. They should have given him a horse form with 8 legs. That should be when he gets to 69%. All my Norse mythology fans would get that. Dig deeply enough, there's evidence that he had originally been... Yeah! Yeah, no, I've seen the overly sarcastic productions video. I see the deep lore of... No, honestly, like, one of my favorite videos that overly sarcastic production videos make are just, like, the deep dives of, like, how just, like, general lore of, like, alright, how did this god become, like, how, like, the version we know now? Because, like, really, what we know as, like, the gods are really just amalgamations of summaries from, like, 12 different accounts. Like, 12 different accounts from 12 different places. Like, it's crazy. Like Dionysus is... used to be likely a death deity, like what Hades was. And now he's the party god. Like, it's so insane. Or like how Aphrodite in like Sparta, I think, was also a war goddess, which is pretty rad. It's so interesting when you look at just like interesting deep lore, or like how Persephone is likely a very, very elder deity. Like, and I don't mean that in like the Lovecraftian sense. I mean that in the sense of like, no, she likely predates like what a lot of the Greek mythology was. Likely was adapted, but also is likely a larger concept because she also is known as like Kore, which is like maiden, and essentially is like it's one of those gods when you like look at it and goes like, oh my god, this is what I feel like a god is. Something that's like almost incomprehensible for like a mortal. So we summarize it to like one of her epithets and be like, that's her. That's wild considering how much I think Dionysian versus Apollyon views. Yeah. Dude, honestly, like Dionysus is really just Apollo without any limits. Wait, you don't know the Nidog? Wait. Oh, wait. Giant serpent nibbling on the roots of the world tree. That's Cyclops supposed to be. You're right, he's not supposed to be Ermengander. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right, Great Eyebrows. Apollo is the limits. Dude, I love shitting on Apollo because, like, Apollo's the kind of guy who I feel like I could get along with, but also he is very much like Zeus's son. Like, Apollo is the most Zeus's son out of all the gods, the demigods. Like, the only difference is that he's not aggressively straight. He is aggressively bi and always struggling. Do you know you can avoid getting lost in the mountains? I don't know, that's fair. I feel like Dionysus respects women too much to be Apollo Unleashed. Yeah, you're right. Because, like, see, like, Dionysus just is in a state of, like, vibing at all times. Like, he's more like, look, honey, I just want a good time, and I don't want turn anyone into dolphins, unless if they fucking deserve it. But I'm not gonna make you into like an ox and run around for fucking forever because I fucked you. I'm not gonna do that. That's fucking weird. Like I find Apollo really is just a disaster of a man who just who either has an okay relationship or oopsie, my significant other I gave my significant other the gift of prophecy and they die horribly tragic. Fellas, don't you just hate it when your SO gives you the gift of prophecy and you die tragically and become a flower? Fucked up if true. Sounds like someone you know. Oh no! Oh no, did you have a bestie that had a significant other with the deity of light and music and medicine? Who gave them the gift of prophecy and then turned into a flower? You hate to hear it. It's so much. Okay. So B, this is directly towards you. I know you mean so much hate. I've learned that's what no. I know SMH means shaking my head. But you notice in my Freudian slip that when I was learning about SMH, I heard someone say it as like so much hate, and I thought that's what the abbreviation meant, and I find that so much funnier of someone sarcastically like, oh my god, so much hate, and like it just, I don't know, it's a thing where it's like, I'm an old man and I've decided what this abbreviation means. Also, nice money. We got the weed money, fellas. Woo! Hey, it's okay, B. It's okay. I just get, like, 14 more cents out of it. God, that's way too much. I mean, 7 more cents out of that, though. Consider how you're supporting me. Can you call a character tokens pogs? I'm not surprised you gets like... No, for me with a lot of like abbreviations, I feel like an old man. Like, I don't know, it's weird, because like it feels like no one told me what this was. So it's like, I squint and go like, what the fuck does this mean? And like, I know my grandma likes using abbreviations sometimes, and they're not even ones I see commonly used, but I always feel like an old man compared to her, and she will sometimes like go out of her way to use the abbreviations and then tell me what they mean. So it's like, cool, why would you write the abbreviations now? Because like, Hey, what did you say during that? Oh, I was just saying, really cool of you to give me like 7 cents. But I forgot what I was saying. Oh, if you didn't hear, I was just telling you, because I saw SMH, and when I first learned about that abbreviation, I thought instead of shaking my head, I thought it meant so much hate in like a sarcastic way. So that's how I always interpret SMH. So, yeah, that's an autocorrect I have to consistently put in my brain. Pan, you call your character tokens pogs. No, I learned it from my inspirations. You can't blame me. You can't blame me, Rumi. Rumi, if you ever watch Forgotten Indigo, like I recommend you to, you'll understand. You'll understand why I just call them Pogs and not even think twice about it. Bum. Ba-dum-ba-dum. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Also, I didn't ask, how are some of the folks here? You know what, I feel like I get the vibe of great eyebrows every now and then. How's B and Rumi doing tonight? What's the vibes here? Ha, look at hell, almost being an old man, ha ha ha. Imagine being 23, I can't. I keep harping on the Pogs, because as far as I know, Pan's the only one who calls them Pogs. Yeah, because the people who I learned, who like really made me want to play tabletop RPG games called their icons Pogs. So I guess called them that because like, oh, it makes sense to me. And like I don't know, it just seemed like, well, yeah, that's what you called them. Fapping around, putting off, making dinner. No! Make your din-din! Eat something. As long you probably aren't, I don't know how late you're staying, but if you're staying up, if you're gonna have to wake up in the morning early, eat something light, like a PBJ. Like a little PB&J Sammy. Just like, I'd recommend if you're going to sleep anytime soon, no cheeses. Feeling okay. Having come to a shaky argument with ominous moth creature living in the house. Did groceries, got breakfast out. Tried the newest Borderlands, accidentally became privy to VTuber relationship. Yeah, I remember you. Oh wait, no. I was thinking of the newscast. I was thinking of another thing, not VTuber relationships. Okay, Rumi, evidence that I'm an old man when it comes to abbreviations. My brain had to fucking squint that you meant management. Y'all, can we skip July? Well, I'm sorry, Hal. Pride has just ended, and the time of wrath has begun. So, I'm sorry, we can't. It's not a suggestion. Can I cut the vowels? Oh yeah, no, I get that. It just takes me a moment for my brain to go, wait, abbreviation. Greater Rebels. Wait, y'all not remember Pogs? No, the joke is that that Rumi finds it very interesting that out of the Wild Beyond the Witchlight cast, I am the youngest person there. I was barely in the 90s, and I reference Pogs, which is just a little bit of irony. But I know a Pogs. No, it's the band. Oh yeah, okay. I know one time, I was getting pizza with my roommates, and an MGMT song started playing. And I was like, man, all MGMT music just sounds like Earthbound music. And one of them just like looked me dead in the eye. Is like, so you think all their songs are like Earthbound music? I'm like, yeah. And then we just moved on. I aged 5 months listening to this. It's okay, I'm technically a 90s kid, so I do remember. But it's okay, B. It's okay. I've got your 5 months. They're in a nice, lovely jar here. Maybe if you indirectly do me a fun little favor, one day while you're not thinking about it, you'll get it back. But don't worry about it. Yo, it could fail Whirlwind? What the fuck? How does Whirlwind fail? Because I didn't even switch. Don't worry about it, B. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. One day you'll know what the favor is, whether you realize it or not, and then you'll feel 5 months younger. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. See, CB, you just gotta understand the fun thing about the Fae is you ask me what the favor is. And here's the funny thing. I don't even know yet. So, shrug who knows? Bellsprout. Wow, that's weird. I'll hydrate anyway, because I should. That's weird. It should only be on a 2-minute cooldown. Whap. Do. Wow. Do. You ever think about how these monkeys live their lives in the dark? What must it like to be in the dark and a funny little monkey? Oh, to be in a dark little cave as a dark little monkey, have eyes, no sight. No mouth must scream. Oh, despite all my rage, I am just a little boy in a cage. Wah. Do. Hi there. Okay, cool. Why are you fighting me? I've been monkey in the dark, searching for answers. Yeah, Monkey in the Dark is my new song I'm working on with my band. It's called Millennial Infection. Yeah, we're kinda cool. It's gonna be in our album, The Rat's Blood's on Your Hands. So, you know, we're looking forward to it. It is gonna be kinda the best album out there in the modern day, because I don't think... I don't think people outside of the Spotify crowd, like, really understand. If you haven't even listened to Will Wood, then you probably won't understand, like, the vibes. You know what I mean? Oh, you don't know Will Wood of the Will Wood and the Tapeworms? Then get out. What are you doing here? I bet you don't even listen to Voltaire. Ooh. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. Hell yeah, great eyebrows. Dude, the fun thing, you know what one of my favorite thing is? When you boil someone's frog, when you put your friend who is a frog and you put him in the pot that is your music taste, and slowly boil them to it, and then they slowly boil your music taste as their music taste onto other people. It's so good. That's me with Will Wood. And you know what? That's super fair. That's super fair, great eyebrows. He, though, is very much my taste. You see, I've tried listening to 100 Gex song. I've only listened to Stupid Horse because Aim Kid did an animation of it. But like, I think 100 Gex gets me the same way as like I don't like, especially early TikToks. I think TikToks have chilled down a lot more than they are now. But like, when TikToks were like really new, there was something about how like a lot of their editing filters and like a lot of their filters and a lot of like their cameras were like very shaky and like grainy, like artificially so, and like I don't know if it's just the ones I saw, but like it just felt a lot more anxious inducing. So I guess have like a primal like no likey TikTok brain. And I feel like 100 Gex is like the audio version of that. I swear this is the way I came from. Wait, no, that's Lavender Town because I've been facing trainers that are new. Oh, it's kind of that. It makes me feel maximum chaotic. Okay, that's valid. I understand that. I can understand that. At last. Ooh, we in Spooktown. Oh gosh, we're in Spooktown. Actually, no, we're in cool space. Ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-ba-da-bum. Bum, bum, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Alright, so I know tonight was my intended night to go to go. Wait, actually, you know what? You know what, fellas? Guys. Hey guys, welcome to the 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. Pan tries to summon a ghost challenge. Now, although I'm not a necromancer, I know my fair bit about necromancy. After all, it's like my second minor. So, you know what, fellas? Why don't we go to a spooky tower, maybe fight a guy that we killed the rat of, but we're gonna say we didn't because that's hilarious. And I don't know. Wait, we can't even see the ghosts. I'm actually thinking this over. We can't even catch the ghosts yet because we haven't done self-co. Or wait, do we get... We get them at Celadon... Wait, hold up. Self-scope. Is that during... Yeah, no, I have to do Celadon City first. So... Yeah, okay, because I thought if we could do... If we could at least catch a Gaslight, I think that'd be a good way to end the stream. But we can't really do that. So yeah, I think we're just gonna end it here actually, for real. Sorry to keep your hopes up specifically, Hell Knight. Do. And let's see who we can raid. Let me see. Oh god, oh. Oh, yo, Lexi's doing her charity event? Fuck yeah, they're doing their charity event. Yeah, let's fucking go to Leshy Dwarf. I know they're playing... I know they've been doing a... They're in the middle of a really big charity stream right now. And I believe it's for... I think it's about... I think it's for trans charity, which is pretty rad. Hold on, I play Danganronpa. I know all about giving hope and taking... About giving hope only to make it despair. Oop, 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 oop. Funny joke. Alright, so, we're gonna raid Leshy the Dwarf. Alright, so, thank you for anyone who came by, whether past, present, or future. I hope you have a nice day or evening and have something nice to look back on. Until then, I'll wish you a bye-bye. Bye.